Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be here with you today to talk about the challenges we all face and how to turn them into stepping stones for success. For the next 30 minutes, we will diving deep into strategies, tips, and real-life story to help you overcome any obstacle that comes your way, whether you are facing a personal, professional, or life challenges. We believe that with the right mindset and tools, you can conquer anything. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm Ian, by the way. I'm a lawyer, I'm a law teacher, and also a digital business owner. I'm so delighted to welcome my amazing sister and a business partner, Ms. Trâm Nguyễn, to our talk and share today. I can't wait for you all to benefit from her valuable insights on this topic. Ms. Trâm, can you share a little bit about yourself with our listener?
Absolutely. It's my pleasure to be here with Ian. She is also my business partner in the global community, but also she is like my friend, younger sister, that we shared a lot of great moments in life and also support each other in doing business. My name is Tram Nguyen. I live in Melbourne City, Australia. So I have been here for 10 years. Before becoming the digital business owner, I worked in many different areas in education, in hospitality. I used to do my own online business too, but it's in a traditional old way, very differently with the digital, where we use a lot of um, technologies and artificial intelligence. So it helps us a lot. At the moment, I also teach yoga. Doing digital business uh, give me the opportunity to do whatever I like, whatever I love in life. That's why at the moment I choose to teach yoga, and at the same time I run my own business. Is again, thank you for joining us today with this topic. Both Ian and I. We hope that you have some lessons or some knowledge to learn from this talk. Thank you, Ian, for inviting me.
Thank you, Mitchum. So, about our topic today, everyone have obstacle or disability or hurdle. We face a choice here. Let the obstacle overcome you, or you overcome the obstacle. We all have the disability. However, we also all have the ability. So everyone has obstacles to overcome. Some are visible, some are less visible. Maybe the obstacle is that you came from a poor family background. Maybe it's what you have a learning disability, let's say, or maybe your just symbol, your skin colors. So midterms have you face many obstacles in your life. And which obstacle do you consider the most challenging ones? Can you share with us?
Yeah. It is very easy for me to answer these questions because I have faced not only one, but many, many obstacles in my life. Well, at that times, or those times, uh, some of the time was extremely difficult for me. um, and there's moment that I also was kind of um, consider, so I saw myself as a victim too, because back then I didn't really have much knowledge or wisdom, so I had a lot of negative thought about life. I asked why this had to happen to me. Yes. However, all of those really hard um, obstacles have uh, also transformed me, have made me a much stronger person, a much better human being, and it has formed myself, the present tramp today. Uh, and I think much better, a much better version of myself after I have come out of that cocoon. So I
Yeah.
was from a caterpillar, and I have turned to a butterfly. Is that how
Yeah.
I see the things? And the
So,
second, yeah, sorry,
which obstacle do you consider the most challenging ones?
I want to tell you the one that happened to me recently. Um, that's this I found the most the obstacle that I found is more challenging is when I suddenly lost my job, my full-time job, January this year, at the beginning of the year. I will briefly tell you the story. So I was working as a manager of a showroom in Melbourne, and also as an admin. So I do job in one, so two in one. So the salary was quite good, and the owners, the couples, they kind of my friend. So we know each other.
Well, maybe it has these connections right here. So we all know that adversity is inevitable. Okay, we have some technical trouble right now. So we all know that adversity is inevitable. Running from it does not make it lesser or go away. Running from pains only magnifies the pain and adds to the suffering. So oftentimes our fear of what could happen is far worse than if it actually did happen. So while waiting for Mitchum to come back to our talk and shares, I want to share with you maybe some tips that I learned for myself, how to overcome obstacle or any adversity that comes around. And the first I want to mention is that you truly know about yourself. When to know yourself is to be a tree with a deep root. When you embrace your true authenticity, you can win you will build a foundation from within, and it won't be dependent on external forces for validations, and therefore the external forces will not be able to shake you. It's of course that if you have deep roots on the ground, it won't be dependent on other people for their validations. You won't need to ask them about your validations, and therefore their opinions, their force, the outside force will not be able to shake you. And if you have a healthy foundation, a healthy body, a mindset, a resilience, and a deep understanding of your core values, principles, or priority in your life. So when the stormy weather comes, aroused, you found your foundation will hold you back. So you can easily imagine this way. If you have a healthy body and your mindset strong and grows, so you have a deep understanding of your core values, principle. You have your principle, what you prioritize in life. So, okay, so we have some trouble with technical. Wow. Welcome back, Mitchell.
Sorry,
Yeah.
something
So
wrong with my
you are
connection.
sharing your experience, your most challenging ones.
Yeah, yes, I'll come back to that. So I was working for them, and they actually they started a new office um, in a really nice suburb of Melbourne, and I helped them a lot to actually to start from the beginning, everything to set up this new office. So I did also extra hour without pay because they are my friends. I helped them, and they don't know much about technology or computers or computing skills. So a lot of things is extra work for me. For example, he can't write email. So I have to write the long list of products to send to him on the phone, message on the phone. So a lot of extra work because I actually don't have much really knowledge. They had a lot of experiences doing successful in business, but actually it's funny that they don't have computing skills at all. So it's a lot of work for me, and because at the beginning of the setting up the office, I had a lot of work, extra work to do. And again, I thought, oh, they trusted me, they wanted me to be the manager, so I was happy to give to work to help them. I bring a lot of things home to do, so extra hours overtime without pay. And then since after a short time working with them, they just like they watch every step I do. There's like they call micro management, very traditional old way.
Yeah, yeah,
And there's a lot of things that it's just ridiculous to me. I couldn't believe it because I have many years working for multinational companies, and it's professional. So a lot of things I did was very unprofessional, and a lot of things is just ridiculous. So like they want me to mop the floor, like I'm not a cleaner, but they wanted me to mop the floor like 2 times a day, things like that, crazy. So and then after so I started to feel like oh no, it's not right. I feel unhappy. I was feeling unhappy. And then it's day by day it's like they become more and more and more unreasonable, and the way they manage. Again, the management style was wrong. So after some time, I started feeling the stress, and it's affected my mental and physical health. So it's been like that, and also at the same time, because they didn't have a marketing area, they didn't have somebody doing marketing, and I also have to help them a little bit, but it was very frustrating because I didn't want to spend money on marketing, and then I had to do it for them. But then at least to take photos and thing. So they say, oh, can you look for somebody to take like professional photos? And then when I did that, I did everything they asked me for. And then when it's come to the last step, we need to pay them. They need to come up. So they didn't do anything. They stopped. So it's very frustrating. So marketing. So that's why we didn't have customer for 3 months, 2, 3 months. We didn't have like really enough customer. And so I had a lot of free time in the office doing nothing. So at that time, again, I say, well, I want to look for something to do. I don't like just to sit there in some hours and have nothing to do. I did everything I needed to do. A lot of cleaning, mopping, keep the office clean. And then I done all of the work that need to be done. But still, I have hours that I didn't have anything to do. So that's why I said that. I thought, and also and I was feeling, it was not a good feeling. It was not a good feeling that, the way they managed their management style. So I thought, I better find a solution here. That's why I looking for something that I can make extra income, and something that I can do together on the side with that job. And that was and I think that I didn't plan to be there forever the way they were.
Right.
So I found I found an advertisement on Facebook talking about digital business, and that's where I started. So I spent time to study, to learn everything about the person who introduced that opportunity to me. She was a real person. She was actually very successful person in corporate world, both in Vietnam and Australia. And then also I studied very well they send me all the information through emails and videos and their webinars, everything. So I spend about a week every day. I spend time to study. So I study everything. That's where I started. And so and then keep going to the story. And then, so that's why I started my business quietly. And then it's come to the point that I had my son, my youngest son. He lives in America, and he planned to come over to Australia to visit me. So I was very happy. And I asked them, so, can I have paid annual leave? It's 8 days during Christmas time, which is fair enough. And then they said, okay. So they approved. There's a paid annual leave. And I sent them, written documents. And then after the 8 days, my son came back to America, and then I about to go back to work. And then the accountant of the company called me and said, hey, sister, you better talk to the owner. They don't want to pay you. And then I said, what? I had 8 days. Then they agreed to pay me. It's a paid annual leave, and I had a contract with them.
Wow, yeah.
I had a contract with them, and then they said, no, we're not going to pay you. You come back to work, but we're not going to pay you. And I say, what? I know the law, and I read English. I understand the law. I understand the labor law, everything. So how can you say that? Can you send me a written document, anything that in law to say that I'm not eligible for the payment? Of course, I couldn't, because they did the wrong thing.
Right.
I lost my job. So they were horrible. They said, okay, you were fired. Like, we don't need you anymore. So that's how I lost my job. Very difficult. Yeah. Well, I was shocked. I was very shocked. I suddenly lost my full-time job. And at the beginning, I just, and luckily, absolutely, I was shocked, and it's affected my total well-being. So I felt stressed. Suddenly, I lost the job that I never thought of. Stressed, and then also you remember the accumulated stress that already over the month, and together with that event. So I was shocked. I was stressed, and it's affected my physical body too. So I felt terrible. I felt depressed. And I couldn't even remember that I already got the business. It's just because of it's made me sick. So I couldn't think of anything else, but just like in a very depressed, stressful situation. Hello, Cindy, for watching our show. She always very supportive. Thank you, Cindy. Have a lovely day, Cindy. So and that's, yeah. So I was so sick that I couldn't even remember that I have my own business. I was just too sick. And the thing that actually made me very shocked was my friends.
Yeah.
This is our culture. I would never think my friends would ever do such a terrible thing to me. That's the most shocking thing. And I believe that, I did so many things to help them, and they rely a lot on me. I did a lot of things for them because a lot of things they supposed to do themselves, but I did for them. And I helped them to actually set up the new business. And that what they gave back to me. That's made me shocked, absolutely shocked. So, and I was a single mom. That was my main income at that time. So yeah, that's my story. That's
Ah,
very.
thank you, Mitchum. Yeah, it's great to hear your story. So we all know that adversity is inevitable, and running from it doesn't make it lesser or go away. Running from pains only magnifies the pains and adds to the suffering. So oftentimes our fear of what could happen is far worse than if it actually did happen. So we we talk about we all are digital business owner. So can you share that what obstacles did you face when joining this digital business and have you overcome it and how?
Yep. So with digital business, mainly some technical relating to computing skills. They are minor issues. Actually, these technical issues seemed to be bigger than they are at the moment. At that moment, when you worried, you so worried, you so stressful. They seem to be so big, but simply because first time I encounter something new to me, and I was rushed. I wanted my business go faster. Sometimes when you made some errors with computing system, because of security reason, you are not allowed to continue the process, and you are asked to come back in 48 hours. So you did something wrong, and the system tried to protect your information, and they said that, sorry, you have to come back in 48 hours, 2 days later. So in that situation, my advice is don't panic, be patient. Instead of sitting there and be impatient and stressful, do something else.
Yeah,
Stop that job, move out, do something else to self-develop. Do another part that you don't need to use the system. Just keep going to training, but choose something else to learn. Um, and then some obstacles come from my ego and some old bad habits that I know everything. I don't
yeah,
need to. I just read a little bit. That's it. I don't need to read more. I know everything already. I learned a lot of things in university. I learned a lot of things in a master degree,
yeah,
and I have a lot of life experience. I know this. I know this. But no, I was wrong. For example, when I used Canva app, to add signature into a Facebook cover. When I try to design a Facebook cover, I spent like hours to try to work it out. It's just my old habit. I just do it
yeah.
and I do it and I think I can work it out. I think I can work it out. I was stubborn, but I got stuck after like 2 hours. Then I thought, then finally I gave up on my stubbornness. I finally, because 2 hours I went nowhere, so I went to YouTube. So I was a little bit smart to went to YouTube and search how to add signature into a cover, and it was done in like 2 minutes. 2 minutes instead of 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah,
From my old habits, and it can be a hidden ego that I at that time I didn't think it's a ego, the ego issues.
right,
But
right.
I also I always in my head that I know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm well educated. I know everything. Yes. So those actually, not big thing, just
Yeah. Yeah.
small, but you have to be able to recognize your what was your problems when you run your business. So to be able to recognize is important. And luckily that I realized what are my weakness, what was the problem. And also confidence during the time that I have started up and building up my digital business. I have learned a big lesson: confidence.
Yes.
um, for a long time. So I started my business 8 months ago. However, I was not quite confident about my business, about my abilities, that I can absolutely do it and successful with it. And I was not confident that I can help others to succeed also. I was not quite confident. And I think that was holding me back.
Yeah. Right.
And well, but it's late better than never. I think recently I have learned that, yes. And also thank you to some of the successful business partner. They shared with us this story, the stories when they talk about confidence. And I I thought, yes, I was not quite confident uh, in myself. Be confident, the confidence in myself. And also that, I can be absolutely successful because there's thousands of people in the world. They did it. They being successful, and some of them like absolutely so successful in all ways, especially financially. And then now that I believe that everyone can do it, including me, and I also can help anyone to do the same thing. So it's good. It's good. It takes me 8 months, seven
Yeah.
to 8 months to actually to be fully confident in myself. And I think, yeah, from now, then my business start moves forward thanks to my confidence.
Wow. It's but it's worth it, right? So we all know that if we know our why, we can be at any house. When we know that the adversity can inevitable and the suffering is an into inevitable parts of existence too. So you suffer no matter what, but you can either suffer as a victim or you can face adversity voluntarily. And we do not have the ability to avoid suffering, but we do have the power to face our suffering willingly, right? So I, from my point of view, don't absorb the process, don't cut away. The opposite is giving up the moment something gets hard and we want an escape. So we turn to easy, comforting addictive behaviors like smoking, drinking, or turn to alcohol. When in reality, going into adversity is a path forward, the obstacle either way. And midterm, before we close our talk and share today, do you have something to share with our listeners?
Absolutely. For me, during that time, it was very hard. Yes, I can't change that. I have to admit that at that time it was really, really, really hard for me. However, I didn't give up. That was the key. So I tell you the story that I suddenly lost my job. I was so shocked and I was sick. so sick that I made the decision that I needed a retreat, because when I was sick I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even remember that I already built up my business. I was so sick. So I made that decision, and I think that was one of the best decisions. So I from there, I just thought that I need a retreat. I need to go somewhere alone. I need my quiet time, peaceful time, find a peaceful place, um, that where I can actually reflect it, and rest is important. I need to rest and to heal myself. And then also I make the one of the best decision in my life to actually to register into a 10-day Vipassana meditation in Vietnam.
Wow.
And yeah, so again, I didn't choose to to use alcohol or smoking or something to get over the difficult time, but I wanted to self love, give love to myself, and to when I was sick and like that. So I my decision was, I have always wanted to do this meditation for a long time, but I could never had an opportunity to do it. So you see, I turn this difficult or adversity into an opportunity to actually, to self-develop, to build up my inner strength. And uh, after the 10 days Vipassana, I came out of the 10 days meditation retreat. I was absolutely different person. Yeah, so I got the inner strength I have built up is accumulated from many years plus this difficult time. And now looking back, I'm grateful to the obstacle that happened to me. I'm grateful to this couple, horrible couple, that
Yeah.
if they didn't sack me, I didn't have that retreat, which absolutely a very important turn for me. Um, yeah, so it's like what do you call it? Yeah, so like a turn. I call it upturn for me. I gain my inner strength. So yeah, I have been always. My friends always say that Tram is a very strong person. Yes, I have been always very strong, but um, after the Vipassana meditation, after that, I walk out of that. It's very strict, very strict. No phone, nothing, 10 days. Absolutely vegetarian food and very strict, up to 10 hours meditation a day. Very strict. I didn't have food up to late afternoon, no food. So only 2 meals a day. Very strict, but best time in my life. Because why is best time? Because I gained my inner strength from there.
Yeah.
And the discipline was important. The discipline in the retreat was very important. You have to follow exactly very strict rules in the retreat. And I think, yes, only you actually you have self-discipline and you accept the disciplines, then you can do a lot of great things if you can overcome those. That is absolutely my biggest and most important lesson in my life, that I turned that obstacle into opportunity for myself. And
Yeah.
after that, I don't say that I'm perfect. I don't say that I will never have bad days again in my life. No, it's not true. But I'm absolutely have 100% confidence to tell you that now I have my inner power. I have inner from inside power, And I believe that with this inner power, I can overcome anything in life. And I hope that my story inspire you. And then, you can do anything as long as you believe in yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Mitchum. It's very valuable experience for all of us here. And when you see the adversities through the lens of learning experience, you will grow through adversity. And no matter how bad things seem right now, always remember that they too shall pass. And nothing is permanent. The night is always coldest and darkest before dawn, right? And
Mhm.
find what is good in this world for you. For example, family, purpose, love, creativity, nature, friendship, and hold on to that. Focusing on good things will keep you from drifting into the darkest and loss of meaning. So thank you, Mitchell, for spending time this lovely every Monday morning to share your insight about how to overcome obstacle with growth mindset. And thank all of you for spending time listening our talk and share today. I and Mitchum definitely will see you in the next interesting topics. And thank you and goodbye for now. Have wish you have a nice day. Bye bye.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day.